Hi, dear listener. The tale name is
The Town Where All the Clocks Tick Backward. Chapter 1: The Backward Clockmaker. Once upon a time, in the land of TickLand, there lived a young clockmaker named Doromit. In Doromit's town of Clockenter, every clock ticked backward. Clocks large and small, from the grand tower clock in the square to the tiny watches in people's pockets, all ran in reverse. This was a curious enchantment that had always been a part of Clockenter's charm. Doromit's family had tended to these backward clocks for generations, and he was proud to continue their legacy. Doromit was an apprentice in his family's clock workshop, learning the art of repairing and caring for clocks. His father and mother were clockmakers, as were his grandparents before them. Their shop was filled with the soft whir of gears and the gentle ticking of dozens of clocks lining the walls. Each tick-tock was in reverse, a gentle reminder of the town's unique magic. Doromit often wondered what secret made the clocks tick backward, but it was a mystery even his parents did not fully understand. It was simply the way things were in Clockenter, and everyone had grown used to reading time a little differently. Being autumn, the air outside the workshop was crisp and carried the scent of dry leaves. Golden sunlight filtered through the workshop window and played on floating dust motes as Doromit carefully oiled the gears of an old grandfather clock. Through the open door, he could see Clockenter's cobbled streets covered in orange and yellow leaves. Villagers strolled by, scarves around their necks, living their days normally despite the backward-turning hands on every clock. Doromit hummed a tune his grandfather had taught him, the rhythm matching the backward tick of the clocks around him. As he worked, Doromit's thoughts often drifted to stories he heard growing up. One tale spoke of a time long ago when the clocks first began to tick backward. Some said it was a protective spell cast by a wise old clockmaker to keep the town safe. Others whispered that a great clock, hidden somewhere in TickLand, controlled all the others. Doromit found these stories fascinating, and though he wasn't sure if they were true, he felt that being a clockmaker was a special calling. Little did he know that soon he would discover the truth behind these stories himself.
The Town Where All the Clocks Tick Backward. Chapter 2: Autumn in TickLand. Autumn in TickLand was a time of vibrant colors and gentle change. In the mornings, a cool mist hung low over the fields outside Clockenter. As Doromit stepped out of his family's workshop one morning, he breathed in the crisp air and smiled. He had a day of work ahead, delivering repaired clocks to neighboring villages and tuning the great clock tower in the center of town. Doromit loaded a wooden cart with clocks wrapped in cloth to protect them. Each time he placed a clock in the cart, he checked it was ticking, backward as it should. A few villagers waved to him as they passed, familiar with the sight of Doromit on his rounds. Everyone in Clockenter respected the clockmaker family, knowing that without them, the peculiar backward clocks might fall out of order. As he walked through TickLand's countryside, the trees rustled with amber leaves. The road from Clockenter to a nearby hamlet, mid-tarn, was carpeted in fallen foliage. Doromit's boots crunched softly with each step. He delivered a repaired cuckoo clock to a farmhouse along the way. The farmer thanked him kindly and remarked that lately he felt the days growing shorter. Doromit nodded politely, though he found the comment odd. Autumn days did grow shorter, but the farmer seemed unusually worried, glancing at his backward pocket watch with a frown. Continuing on, Doromit couldn't shake the feeling that something was off in TickLand this autumn. Perhaps it was just the farmer's strange comment, or maybe the way the wind whispered through the drying leaves. He had heard quiet chatter in town about people feeling rushed, as if time was slipping away faster than before. Being a clockmaker, Doromit wondered if there was a problem with the clocks. Yet he had serviced most of them himself. Each one was in perfect working order, just running backward as always. A sense of unease settled in his chest, but he shook it off and continued his deliveries. Little did Doromit know, this feeling was the first sign of the adventure that awaited him. The end of chapter. Subscribe just not to miss next parts of the tale.